Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and quick review of this MELOPHY portable air conditioner fan with 600 milliliter tank. It says it's an air cooler with 3 speed and 2 misting humidifier, a misting fan with LCD display, air circulator desk fan for home, office, bedroom and so on. It's listed for around $50, has a lot of good reviews, so I thought I'd give it a try and show you how this thing works. Here we have some description. Input voltage, I mean it's not a battery operated, not rechargeable or so. It needs some high AC voltage, but it comes probably with a transformer. Yeah, it says 24 volts, power 17 watts, water tank, 3 gears. Yeah, that's it. So let's take it out of the box and see what we get. So here we have the unit. It comes also with some instruction manual. I'm going to show you that pretty quickly. It has English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, and yeah, it's just 3 pages, I think. So I'm going to show you that pretty quickly, at least the English part. I hope you can see that. If you go to the highest resolution, usually 1080p, you should be able to read everything if you're interested into that. I'm not expecting that they have the home page. Yeah, there's really nothing in the box. There's nothing here in the instructions manual about support or website. So I hope this thing works properly and doesn't require any big support or so. Here we have some protection. I mean, the thing is that's a really new design. I mean, the old style I had, I can show you my old one here. That's the old style. I mean, it's a battery operated one. It's rechargeable. It's nice. It works. I have already made a full review about this thing here. I've been testing this with a laser temperature gun. I've been testing and I found out that in this area the air was really cooler than outside, so these things can really work. I'm not saying it's a scam, but you have to be careful. These things just work locally. You cannot cool down a whole home or even a small room. It's difficult to really cool down as long as you don't have proper ventilation. You need some proper ventilation. The best thing would be if you have like your whole home air conditioning, which keeps the humidity low, or if you are in an office which already has dry and rather cool air, but maybe you are in a hotspot, maybe a hotspot of a home, of an air-conditioned home, or in an air-conditioned room, you have the hottest place, and then you can use this to cool your place down locally. That's working. It's not a scam. It can definitely work, but I'm going to check how good this really works here. It comes with a lot of protection. You can see the fan is inside. I mean, it looks like more like this Dyson style, but it's not. I've been thinking, yeah, it would be just like this outside, like no propeller visible, but it's not. You can see the propeller, but it's a little bit recessed. So if somebody just looks at it like this, it looks pretty fancy. I mean, it's a beautiful design somehow. Why not? Yeah, we have the power adapter here. Comes with worldwide support, but of course just the US plug. And so I'm going to fill the tank and then plug it in and then see what we can do with this. To fill the water tank, you cannot remove the water tank fully, but you can open the thing. There's a lock here, so you cannot do anything. You have to turn this thing to the side and then you can open this a little bit so you have access to the water tank and fill it, but you will never be able to remove and clean it. Also, that's definitely a disadvantage compared to other style. We can see there's some electricity here, or like the thing for the water flow. I don't know what it is. There's some cable here in the back, and that's probably the reason why you can't remove this thing properly. So here we are with the water. It's a little bit difficult to fill. I mean, that's the maximum how you can open that. That's really not much. It's possible, but I would love to have a larger opening, especially for cleaning. So we fill it up. I think there's a maximum here. Yeah, okay, we are still within the limit. We add the power supply, turn it around, and now let's turn this thing on. There's some light already. We can turn it on. It starts producing some air. This is just some air, by the way. It's not oscillating, and there's also some protection here which you can remove, then it looks even a little bit better. So you can see we have 3 different settings. The level 3 is pretty strong but also really loud. What's important is the level 1, which should be nice and quiet and just some wind, and yeah, I'm not really happy with it. I mean, for me it's too loud. The strength of the wind on level 1 is good, but the noise is definitely too much for me. That's not really going to work. Here we have the timer, 2 hour, 4 hour and off. Then we have the 2 cooling levels, which should produce some mist, some fog. I hold my hand here and turning it on. Let's see if there's a difference. Yeah, I can definitely feel the difference. There is a difference. I can notice that, and I can also see some mist coming down. It's not really wet. It's, I would say, a rather nice mist, and definitely the cooling effect is noticeable. Now we are on level 2. You can probably see the fog or the mist like spraying. The good thing is there's no real water coming down. It's a really nice fine mist, and I'm not expecting that it will like make things wet if you're planning to use that in an office or so. I think that's a good thing. So it's also not too low. Some of these things have this lower, like the fan lower, and then when the mist reaching down the desk, then it can make things wet. I think that's not going to happen, but this thing is definitely going to a little bit wet. I don't know where the water will go over time. I keep this running for a little bit and then we'll see what's happening. So I turn the thing off, or yeah, I leave it actually running. So we have also the light. Yeah, the light is changing. I think we can start this thing and then it's cycling through the colors. Color looks really nice. I mean, it's bright inside here. I turn down the light a little bit, but the camera doesn't really good job on catching these colors. Colors are really nice. It's strong, it's nice. I mean, it's not super strong, but it's kind of some nice atmosphere look, and I thought we can change that. Yeah, I think when we push again, it keeps in the same color. Or we have also the possibility to switch directly to the 7 different colors. So we can have it running all the time, cycling through all the colors, or just choose your color. That's a nice function. That's better than what I've seen with other ones where you just have like this cycling mode, and then we have the additional UV light inside, which looks like it's turning off the normal light, and it's just producing some UV light. I don't know why. Probably, yeah, the UV light is down here. So it looks like it will then sanitize the water, which is a good thing in general, but you have to be careful. I don't know how strong this is. I'm not expecting that this is too strong, but I wouldn't recommend to look directly into this light. But I mean, usually we can assume that it's safe. I mean, the idea is good, because we cannot remove the water tank. It's difficult to properly clean and dry, so it's a good thing that we have the UV light. So in general, not a bad thing, actually better than what I've been expecting. Just the noise here on level 1 is actually a little bit too much. I mean, to turn off, I think we can long press here, then everything is turned off. We can also hear the water running somehow. I mean, this is not a bad thing. It's rather loud. I mean, with other devices, you usually cannot hear the water flowing, but it can be also some kind of relaxing thing here. Maybe you can better fall asleep or so when the water is flowing. So that's not bad. With other devices, there's some strange motor noise or so, but I prefer this one here. Yeah, if you're interested to know where the noise is coming from, that's there in the back. You can see there is some water flowing down. Why is it so much? I have really no clue. This is some kind of weird construction, but it seems to work. I mean, I don't see any water coming out. There's no leak. why is this needed, this flow. But if you like it, I mean, some people are even buying such things like small waterfalls or so. This can be really relaxing, especially if the noise of the fan would be a little bit less. This would be an amazing thing here. I mean, it's still really nice. The water flowing is almost louder than the fan, but the fan is still noticeable. Yeah, maybe the best thing is if you decide on your own regarding the noise. I have these two devices side by side and then turning both off so you can hear both of them. I hope it really works. So I start with this one here. I think this is a really comfortable noise. I mean, you can still hear the sound of the fan, but it's more like a comfortable sound. And when I turn this thing off and use this one here, this is some kind of strange noise. I'm not saying it's not acceptable, but it's a rather like uncomfortable noise, almost whistling. Not really, but it's somehow, yeah, it almost bothers me a little bit. It's a weird sound. So if you have this one, this definitely sounds like a normal fan. This sounds like almost like something would be wrong. So I had this desktop AC now running for a couple of hours to test what's happening with this water here. I mean, it's definitely building up some drops every now and then. I mean, not extreme, but there are some drops noticeable here. Maybe I have to go a little bit closer. Yeah, I guess now you can see that here most of the water is collected here. And the question was, of course, where is this water going? There's a little bit of an edge here. Unfortunately, it's not very large, but it looks like it's large enough that it's usually not flowing down. Now I've been playing around with my finger and you can see for the first time it has been flowing down. If you leave it like this, if you don't do anything, if you don't move it around, it will flow into this gap here and then back into the tank. So absolutely no problem as long as you're not doing anything. Also here in front of this AC, you don't have to be worried. I mean, I wouldn't put the most valuable documents here. I mean, there is some very little sprinkle here, not much. You can feel when you're touching it. I mean, it's not accumulating or so and then building up like almost a pond or so, but there is some, like sometimes there are some little driplets noticeable, very little. You shouldn't be worried about that. So overall, what's my conclusion on this device? Yeah, I think it's a pretty good thing. I mean, as long as you can get used to this a little bit weird noise, especially on level 1. I mean, usually on level 2 and 3 we are used that the sound or the noise is a little bit higher, but on the level 1 it would have been nice if it would have been a little bit lower, or I mean a little bit more comfortable. But if the thing is working for you, I can actually give full recommendation of that. I think it's a really nice design with the light, with UV light disinfection, with the timer, 3 levels. It's a beautiful thing, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's really nice. It's good looking. I mean, it's not super small but also not large. Of course, yeah, it doesn't have a battery. If you need something with a battery, totally power independent, yeah, that's something else. You have to buy something like this here, but then you have to deal probably with this filter mats, which I definitely don't like. I prefer definitely this system here. So for me at the moment, if I had the choice again, I would rather go with this model here, and I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.